Hi everyone and welcome back to Love English. I'm Sabrah, your British University English teacher. Now we're going to start the lesson in a bit of a different way today. I'm going to give you a couple of sentences using some advanced idioms and expressions, and I want you to try to start working out the meaning from the context. At advanced levels and also at intermediate levels, this is a very good skill to develop. It's called deducing meaning from context. So often we can kind of guess a meaning by looking at the words around it and also by looking at the whole sentence, so the context in which the word is in. So I'm going to give you a couple of sentences and I want you to start working them out, and then we're going to look at 15 of these fantastic and super common idioms and phrases that happen all the time in everyday English. You know what drives me up the wall? Students making the same grammar mistake again and again and again when you've already corrected them. I was really taken aback when I saw who they hired for the new position. That girl only looks about 18 and she doesn't seem to have the experience. I've been saying for ages that I want to join salsa dancing classes. I'm a little bit scared of doing it, but you know what? I just have to bite the bullet and get on with it. So we had 3 examples there. Let's have a look at number 1. So this expression, to drive someone up the wall, which is here, means to make someone really angry or to make them mad. Probably that's the best way to describe it. If you say, oh, it drives me up the wall, you mean it drives me crazy or it drives me mad. Let's look at the sentence in number 2. Now, this was to be taken aback, to be taken aback. The sentence was, I was really taken aback when I saw who they'd offered the position to. She looks really young and she doesn't seem to have the experience. So how might I be feeling here? I'm saying this person doesn't seem to have the experience, they seem really young. So probably you could deduce that I don't necessarily think this person is suitable. I was a little bit surprised that they made that choice. So that is the meaning, to be surprised, to be feeling like a little bit confused about why that happened. Something unexpected that makes you think, whoa, wow, why did that happen? So number 3 was to bite the bullet. Now, can you imagine what this might mean? So I'm saying I'm a bit shy, but I really do want to go, but I'm saying I should just bite the bullet and do it. So this is actually where you just think, right, okay, this is going to be a little bit scary, or this is maybe not going to be enjoyable at the beginning, or maybe not at all enjoyable, but it's something that you've got to do, or you feel you've got to do. So you feel you've got to say, right, come on, let's just get on with it. Before we move to number 4, guys, I would just like to thank the sponsor of this video, Lingoda. You've heard us recommend Lingoda many times before on this channel, and this is because we really do think that they are one of the best ways out there to learn English online. And as we've been teachers for many years, hopefully, guys, you can trust our opinion. We know a good language school when we see one. But there's a couple of key reasons why we really think that Lingoda are one of the best. And one of these is that you can actually get a certificate when you learn online with Lingoda. Many language schools online don't provide certificates when you complete your course, but Lingoda do. And this is the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. And this means that their courses have actually been verified by the highest authorities in Europe for overseeing language learning. Secondly, it is affordable. You can join group classes for as little as €8. Now, €8 is about the price of 2 Starbucks coffees. It really is. Starbucks is crazy expensive. Great, but crazy expensive. So what would you choose, guys? 2 Starbucks coffees, or invest in your future and improve your language skills and maybe transform your life? Who knows? Learning a language really can transform your life and certainly your job prospects. So put the coffees to one side and invest in some classes with Lingoda. So guys, if you want to give Lingoda a try, we still have this amazing offer for you, which they've given to us to share with you. It is 25% off the first month of all language learning packages. So to get that discount, guys, the link is down in the description box as always, and the code is LOVE3. LOVE3. Right, number 4. Number 4 is you haven't heard the half of it, or you don't know the half of it. And this one comes up all the time in conversation. So this is when you're telling someone something and something that is negative, or they ask you about how your situation is, and they ask you in a way that shows they're concerned because they know that you haven't been having a good time. And you reply by saying, oh, you haven't heard the half of it. Meaning, yes, I'm having a bad time, but you don't even know half of the bad time I've been having. So what you've heard isn't even half of it. So if the person then says, yes, not only did I lose my job, but then I've got divorced and I've got debts to pay and I've got all these other problems, then the person will be saying, oh, you haven't heard the half of it, like this. Now, this is an exaggeration, of course. It doesn't have to be such serious life circumstances. So we have two options for number 5. One is, a little birdie told me, and the other is, I heard it on the grapevine. So a little birdie told me, and I heard it on the grapevine. Now, both of these mean that I have heard news indirectly. I haven't directly heard news from the source. I've heard it down the line, or a little birdie flew around and delivered the news to me. So I haven't heard it from the original source. So if you say, I heard it through the grapevine that Ross and Rachel are splitting up, you're saying somebody told me, and somebody before that probably told them. So you heard it down the line. Of course, Marvin Gaye made that fantastic song, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, which is all about a situation where a lady hasn't been too faithful. Number 6 is, it was a real cheek, or, oh, what a cheek. Now, cheek, of course, means your cheeks, but if someone is being cheeky, or we can describe them as having cheek, we mean that they are being a little bit rude, a little bit offensive. For example, imagine you go out for dinner with somebody and they invite you, and so perhaps you're expecting them to pay. It's a romantic dinner, let's say. And then at the end they say, oh, I'm really sorry, I haven't got any money. Do you mind paying? You might be like, yes. Maybe you wouldn't say that, or maybe you would. But either way, after, to your friends, you are definitely going to say, oh, can you believe he had the cheek, or she had the cheek, to ask me to pay when he or she invited me? What a cheek. Number 7 is an expression and a proverb, really. And it is, actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. I think you can probably work out the meaning, guys. Basically, it's that somebody can talk about what they're going to do, but it's just talk. Until they do the action, you can't really take them seriously or believe them. So sometimes with politicians, they promise a lot about what they're going to do, especially when they're trying to be elected, so to get into power. They will promise all the things that they're going to do when they're the Prime Minister or the President, and then once they're in power, they may not do all of those things. We would say, well, actions speak louder than words. Stop the talk and actually do it. So number 7 is to bide your time. And this means to relax and take your time about doing something, not to rush into anything, to bide your time. So imagine that at work, maybe, that you think you're going to get a promotion, but actually you don't get it. And maybe you think about leaving or speaking to somebody, but then someone might say to you, hang on, just bide your time. I'm sure that you're going to get it next time. Just bide your time for now. Number 9, this is such a great phrase and such a common phrase. It is between a rock and a hard place. Between a rock and a hard place. You can also say between the devil and the deep blue sea. Now, you can probably imagine, you can probably deduce that this is not a positive situation. You're between two equally difficult situations or two equally difficult things. And you don't know which to do. Whatever you do, it's going to be bad. Whatever you do, the outcome is not going to be good. You're between a rock and a hard place, yeah? Sitting on a rock and a hard place, it's the same. Or between the devil and the deep blue sea. So neither is good.
Okay, rock. Hard place, me.
Number 10 is don't cry over spilt milk. Don't cry over spilt milk. And this is often what people will say to you. They may even say, There's no use crying over spilt milk. And what this means is there's no use getting upset about something that has already happened and that you can't change, you can't fix it. For example, imagine that you have a car accident and your car is damaged in some way. And of course you feel upset about this, you're worrying about the cost of it, and if the car will still be okay to drive, things like this. Someone might say to you, okay, you just have to calm down for now because there's no use crying over spilt milk.
Are you ready? Oh! We smell the milk. Oh, well, I suppose there's no point crying over it. Go on, lick it up.
Number 11 is to bite someone's head off. To bite someone's head off, which sounds rather aggressive. So to bite someone's head off is not literal. It means that when someone says something to you, you quickly respond in a negative way. So you quickly say, what do you mean? And you get angry quickly with them. Maybe you even shout at them, or you definitely get upset. We can also say that you snap at them. And it's when you quickly respond in a very bad way to what they've said. So number 12 is to go out on a limb. To go out on a limb. And a limb, of course, is one of your arms or legs. So to go out on a limb means to do something where you go against common opinions or advice, and you do something that is quite singular, quite alone, and different to the crowd. So for example, sometimes within politics, different politicians will kind of break away and do something which is outside of the normal party, maybe even form another party, and there they go out on a limb because they're on their own, but they're doing something that is different and perhaps against common opinions.
You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no divorces in 99!
Number 13 is to air your dirty laundry. To air your dirty laundry. Now this is where we talk about private matters in public. So it's where we're talking about things which should be personal and not for the public sphere, but we're talking about them in public. So really not good. And people might say, oh, don't talk about that. Don't air your dirty laundry. Or she shouldn't have been talking about her problems with her husband at work. You know, why is she airing her dirty laundry?
Phew. I'll just air it a bit.
Number 14 is to steal someone's thunder. To steal someone's thunder. Now, to steal someone's thunder is to take away the attention from someone when the attention should really be on them. So you're stealing their moment, their clap of thunder. So for example, we could say, Sarah really stole Lucy's thunder when she announced her pregnancy at Lucy's wedding. So here, the moment should have been Lucy's. It's her wedding, it's her big moment, but Sarah stole the attention by saying that she was pregnant, so probably she got lots of attention as well. So she stole Lucy's thunder. Number 15 is to be at the end of your tether. Now the American version of this is to be at the end of your rope. And so rope and tether are the same things. They're often what we would use to tie an animal to somewhere. So a horse is often tethered, so they're tied onto a fence with the rope so they can move around, but of course, so they don't escape. Now, when we are at the end of our tether, we have run out of patience with a situation. We've had enough. So if you say, oh, I'm absolutely at the end of my tether with my teenage daughter. I've tried everything to make her behave, but she just doesn't. I've tried being strict, I've tried being nice, I've tried grounding her and making her stay in, but it just doesn't work. I don't know what to do. I'm at the end of my tether. So you don't know what to do anymore. You've run out of patience, you've run out of ideas, you're at the end of your tether. Right, everybody, they were 15 advanced idioms and expressions to improve your conversation skills. As always, guys, you can try and use any of these in a sentence below and we will try and check that for you. And also, don't forget to get that amazing offer from Lingoda and give them a try. So your code is LOVE3 and all the details are down in the description box below. Also, to see more success stories, you can head to Lingoda's Instagram and read all about student success stories on there. The link is here. Have a great day, guys, and we'll see you soon on Love English. Bye bye.